So it's that time again when I put my needle to work and make some dreadlocks, you know what I mean? That's my crochet needle. I prefer to use 2-prong or 3-prong crochet needle. I find that I work faster with it. Now this is some bulk here that I purchased on AliExpress for a client. Normally I do not purchase here for clients. I only did this because this particular person is my friend. But normally I will give a link or I will recommend a store here in Toronto for persons who want to purchase human bulk here for making their dreadlocks orders that they're placing to me. This is a 12-inch hair. It's a bit silky. There are different types of hair that you will get, and I can tell you that sometimes when you purchase the hair online or even in store, you open the package, it's not exactly what you want it to be. Like, I will show you an example of other types of textured hair that I have. So this one is extremely kinky and coarse, and it's like a 4C kind of thing going on here. I think it's very you know, coily. It's also very, the texture of the hair itself, it's hard, so I can't say that this is suitable for most, but it will still work either way. Usually when you make the dreadlocks, they're stiff. They're usually stiff for a period of time, and then after a few washes or so, months, they start to soften up a bit. That's when you make the dreadlocks. Now the texture of that here was really coarse. Now the texture of this one right here, it's not as coarse, but it still has that texture that is a bit hard. And once you make the dreadlocks, they will be a bit hard. Now this dreadlocks here, you can use this for black or Caucasian hair types because it is Afro kinky, but at the same time it's a little bit more silky to the touch. It feels softer, and when you make the dreadlocks with these, they're a little bit softer than when you make it with any of those two other type hair. I have a bag of dreadlocks up here that I made already. I'm pretty much gonna get started on these for my client, and I'll show you guys how it turns out. So this is 12-inch here, like I was saying. It's very silky. All right, so that's one portion. This will make a small dreadlock. That's one portion for small dreadlocks, but I am making medium dreadlocks, so this is not going to be the portion I'm using. But you know what, let me do the first one for you guys. Let me do the first one for you guys so you can see. So I section and measure. Okay, so when I do this, it pretty much tells me what size my locks will end up being in the end. So this is gonna be more like a medium dreadlocks. I could put a little bit more on it. Just a little bit more. Yeah, all right, let's do this. So I usually leave some off. This is for attaching the dreadlock to the client's head. But in this particular case, after making the dreadlocks, I'm gonna dye the hair black or dark brown from here up to match the client's hair texture, hair color, and then the rest will be blonde, but you guys will see the finished product in the end. All right, so let's get started on this one. It is so silky. It feels really, really good. So you see, it's getting started in a knot. I'll show you guys the finished product in the end, okay? So yeah, back to the type of hair that you get from different suppliers. So technically, guys, the major reason that I don't provide the hair for the clients is because of how unpredictable the supplies are. And what you will get, you never really know sometimes. So sometimes you think you're going to get something this soft and you don't. Sometimes you think you're going to get something hard and you get something that's too soft. That's, you know, more coarse, but then you get something that's too soft. You know, it varies. And because I don't want the responsibility of having to do returns on behalf of customers or to deal with the complaints from customers when I know that the product is not my product, then I just don't place orders for customers. I'd rather deal with complaints based on my work, but not based on the product, because the product was not made by me, so therefore it's, you know, and some people can be very unreasonable. So I just decided against it. I just won't provide hair for making dreadlocks, just to avoid all those headaches. That's my main reason, guys. Also, sometimes, guys, you purchase the hair, it comes, and it's supposed to be a certain length, but you get less than what you ordered, or you get sometimes way more than what you ordered. So this is supposed to be 12-inch hair, and if you look, I have a 10-inch, well, pretty much 11-inch ruler here. Well, 10.5-inch. But this will give you a pretty good idea of what the stretched length is going to look like. So I would say that it is not true to length. Well, I could say that it's true to length, but if you notice with this particular hair, it's more dense in the middle than at the ends. The ends are thin. So if you were to do a stretched length and consider those thinner ends as part of the 12-inch, then I guess it is 12 inches. But on the ruler right now, it's sitting at less than 10 inches. But if you stretch it, I'm sure it's going to reach 12 inches. However, the ends are thin. But it's okay. Most hair actually come like that. So let's show you here. And sometimes what they do, see, they put the hair in layers on top of one another to make it look longer than it really is. But when you separate it, you see that it's not as long. That I see that in all the hair that I purchase from all the different suppliers. They all do the same thing. Okay, guys, so that's one dreadlock down and about 45 more to go. So as you can see, 12-inch length hair can give you approximately 10 to 11 inches of dreadlocks, depending on the supplier and depending on what you get when you purchase that bulk hair, because sometimes it depends on the kinkiness of the hair, like the coiliness, or sometimes it will depend on other things, how the supplier packages the hair. But as you can see, this dreadlock is done. And it is rigid, as all dreadlocks are when you just make them. They're kind of rigid, but after a while of wearing and washing and all that, they start to get more flexible and flow a lot better. But yep, that's your dreadlock right there. I have 45 more or so to go. Yeah. This is on the smaller side of medium. It's not necessarily a medium, it's, you know, it's not extra small, it's about small, but a little bit bigger than small. This is what my client wants, so that's what they get. You know I got it locked, so please subscribe and turn your notification on.